I understand it's down.
Yeah.
So I can't do the presentation the way I would like to, but I got some great information today. I don't know about you all, but I learned so much today. Anybody learn anything so far?
Yeah.
I learned so much. I took notes. I don't know about you all. I didn't see anybody else writing notes like I was writing notes. Did y'all write notes? Okay, good. Because now I'm going to quiz you.
Okay.
I'm going to quiz the folks that said he was writing notes. But I entitled this, "'Tis the Season to Be Healthy."
All right.
Okay? Because it is the season that we get unhealthy. Right. This is the most unhealthiest time of the year. This is the time when we tend to eat too much, do very little, really don't deal much with our spiritual life. Although we celebrate Christmas, we don't do much with our spiritual life. And we get stressed out, mind, body, and spirit, all messed up right around this time. Isn't that great? So that's why it's important to have something like this. So I do congratulate Takara and Aaron for putting this on and making sure that this is great for our community. I really would love to see more people come out. And those that are sitting close to the back, I would really like you to come up because they're going to be serving you food. You probably would want to have a table to eat it at. So if you can come up closer, I'd appreciate it because then I can see who it is that I'm talking to. So those folks that are in the seats back there, can you come up to the tables just so that you can, first of all, have some place to eat, but also so that you can see and hear me a little bit better. And I'm going to put on these specs so I can see you all a little bit better as well. So, again, I like to know, first of all, who my audience is. So before I tell you anything about me, because some of you all know a little bit about me already, I want to know about my audience. Are there any people that are hairdressers in this area? Hairdressers? Raise your hand. I got a few. Barbers, hairdressers, any of that. Anybody? Okay. Nurses or healthcare people in general. Okay, I see some of that. Any educators here? Educators, good. Any performers or people in performing? Okay, I see some hands. Now, there's a number of hands that haven't gone up. So those folks that haven't raised their hands, I'm going to ask you, what do you do? All right. What do you do? What do you do as a profession, or what would you call your profession, or what you did do before you retired? One or the other. Yeah. Okay, work their arm from any other factory type workers, people that work in factories or that kind of work. Anybody? Construction. Okay, there you go. Any other construction type folks? Okay. What would you say you do other than take care of family? Okay, patient care. Anyone else that didn't raise their hands when I was asking things that you do? Yes. I saw a hand. Government workers. Stress. Firemen. Stress. Yes. Okay. Stress. Yes. Personal assistant. Oh, a developmental trainer. Stress. Yes. Work for me. Stress. So, as you can see, most of us are in fields of work that require us to be stressed. Stress is one of the biggest health problems that we're dealing with. We've heard about the sugar and the fact that we're, not cocaine, but sugar addicts. Well, we really are addictive people. I mean, there are things that we get addicted to, and one of those things is sugar. There's no question about it. I'm going to take a lot of my talk from the notes that I got here today, if that's all right with you all, because I want to emphasize those things that were pointed out today, because they pointed out a lot of the stuff that I wanted to point out in my talk, only not in the same way, since I can't present it on the screen the way I want to. So, that addiction to sugar, think of it this way. When you eat a sugary snack, or if you eat a large meal, let's say you eat lunch, 2 hours after you've had your lunch, what do you feel like? Sleepy, tired, but you just ate. Shouldn't you be fueling your brain? Shouldn't your brain be getting fueled up? No, because what has happened now is your sugar level is up. A lot of people believe that when your sugar level is up, that makes you more able to, be excited and all. Not particularly. It actually, when you put it in your gut, all the blood is going to do what? Digest your food. So it's taking the blood that would have been going to your brain, taking it down to do some work, what it's supposed to do, and that is digest the food. And so then that causes you to be sleepy. Now, if you eat sugar causes you to have this initial wake-up sensation, but then as that blood sugar drops, it drops very quickly, particularly with sugar and carbohydrate meals, it drops very quickly, because it is that sugar that's available, that's ready, that's ready to work. So what should you really be doing after you've had a big meal? Exercise. Really? That's what all of y'all do, right? Because y'all know that already. That's what everybody does. No. Biggest meals of the day is what? Supper, right? What do we do from the time we eat supper to the time we wake up in the morning? We either sitting, sleeping, watching TV, but we're not doing any exercise. So what would be if you were just thinking about it and you weren't a physician and you just thought, what would be the most smartest time to exercise? I'm hearing at night. How many of y'all exercise at night? In the evening probably would be the most effective time, because that's when your food is most available and broken down and ready for you to burn it off. So nobody exercises in the evening. I do sometimes, but that's that's the time that you have most available to do it, because you're not busy. It's not your first part of your morning where you're trying to get going to work or getting your day started with that. The most important meal of the day is breakfast, because you are going to be busy at work. You're going to have to think. You're going to have to do things. You're going to be busy throughout the day. So, how many of us eat a breakfast regularly? Raise your hand. This is class participation. Okay? So I see about a tenth of everybody here. About a tenth eat breakfast regularly. So that's the rest of you all, 90% are going to die early. Just saying. It really is true. People that eat breakfast live longer. Wow. So you would actually live longer by eating more at breakfast time. Okay, that's important. At breakfast time. So it's important to eat breakfast because it fuels your body for the rest of the day. If you only ate breakfast in your day, something extremely wonderful would happen. One, you lose weight. Two, not only would you lose weight, but you would actually be healthier. Can you imagine that? And you probably have a little more energy throughout your day, because you wouldn't have that heavy lunch that makes you sleepy. You wouldn't have that supper that you lay on for the next 12 to 15 hours. Okay? Think about it. When you eat supper at 6, 7, 8 o'clock, 8 o'clock is a no-no, 7 o'clock really ain't that good, 6 o'clock is okay. But if you eat that meal, when did you have an opportunity to eat again? Most of us would say, well, it's snack time in the evening. But no, it shouldn't be snack time. It really should be more, it'll be in breakfast time. So if you ate a meal at 6 o'clock, the proper time to eat a supper, and you didn't eat again until 6 o'clock the next day, breakfast, that's 12 hours. Half of your day has gone with doing nothing but having eaten the biggest meal of the day. Think about that. You ate the biggest meal of the day, you did absolutely nothing with it, you sat on it for the whole time, and then you decided at 6, 7, 8 o'clock, well, I got to go to work. I don't have time to eat. And so now your body is starving. After 12 hours of not eating, your body is thinking that it's starving. And so by noon, you say, I got to have lunch. I'm craving lunch. I got to have lunch. I'm starving at lunch. Well, yes, you are. You've been starving since breakfast. And so because you're starving, your body is in a starvation mode. So it's holding on or trying to hold on to what you just eaten. And because it's starving and feels like it's needing something, it holds on to what you just eaten. So now you eat lunch, and your stomach is saying, okay, I got lunch here. Your brain is saying, you know what? This fool has eaten for 15 hours. So I'm going to hold on to what I just got. And so, of course, you get off work or whatever, and then you eat supper, and you don't exercise or burn it off or do anything with it. So your body's in that starvation mode, and it's in that holding on to mode, so it's going to hold on to that meal that you just ate again, the largest meal of the day. So what happens? They compound that problem of being overweight by just doing the same thing every day, that whole circular thing, causing your body to be unhealthy each day of your life. So you become less healthy and you die early because of that. Obesity is killing, sugar is killing, and we've heard that over and over again throughout the talk. I mean, even keep it smooth. Where you at? Is he gone?
He took off.
Oh, okay. Sorry to say that. I knew him when he was born. I was there. I was there at birth. But he says a very important thing. He says that we have this natural high. When we exercise, we get a natural high. And those folks that do a lot of running or a lot of aerobic type exercise, you would recognize that high as feeling that you're walking or running or doing whatever you're doing, and you feel like, man, I just can't go on anymore, but I still got 5 more minutes to go, or 10, and then for some way, some reason, you can actually get there and finish it. It's that natural high. You start actually feeling like, this is good. I'm feeling kind of good. I'm feeling real good about myself. And so that's why it's so important. It is like a morphine, because those endorphins you hear about, and enkephalins, and all of this stuff you hear about that releases from your body naturally, he talks about it in his spoken word. But it's true that it gives you a natural high, no different than morphine. As again, I said, we are an addictive people. We are an addictive people. Guess what? If you started exercising regularly, it will become an addiction to you. And you know, that's okay. That's the one addiction that we can get along with and say is okay. So, our mayor, Chancellor Armstrong, said some really, really important things too. She mentioned that I was just going to talk about the physical health. No. It's so important to put all three together, your physical health, your emotional health, your mental health. That is so important. And then your spiritual health. If you don't have any one of those things, if one of those things are off balance, then you're not going to be healthy and you're not going to do well. So it's important to just kind of couple all of those things together. So, and I think she mentioned also yoga. Yoga is a very good way of keeping not just your body, not just your mind, but also your spirit at a level where it needs to be. Tai Chi is probably one of the even better ways to do it. And everybody here can do Tai Chi. Everybody. Everybody here can do Tai Chi. And most folks here don't even know what Tai Chi is. Anybody know what it is? Anybody know what it is? Google it. Find out what Tai Chi is. And it's going to be, you would be so surprised that something so simple, you can do it right at home at any time, right in front of your TV, right before you watch your favorite program. So Tai Chi is really important. Yoga, Tai Chi is much more simpler than yoga, but it has a lot of the same principles as yoga. Actually, we used to have a class that was taught here in Kankakee at the YMCA it was, and also with the Park District of teaching Tai Chi. T-A-I-C-H-I. T-A-I-C-H-I. If you want to Google it now, go right ahead. While you're Googling it, Google your BMI score. BMI. You all have heard of that before? Most of y'all have heard of BMI, but none of y'all know your BMI score. You should know what that is, because that's what we base everything in health on, is on your BMI score. Okay? What it measures is how heavy you are as opposed to your height. And it determines exactly, really, it determines how long you may live. People with high BMI scores don't live as long. I'm trying to get you all to live longer, but not just to live longer, but to live healthier. Okay? Think about this. How many people do you know that are 90 years old and older and healthy that are over 250 pounds? You don't see too many of them. If you go to a lot of the quote unquote rest homes or places where you have a number of adults that are kind of doing well for themselves, not just rest homes. I'm not talking about nursing homes. In nursing homes, that's different, because some of those are very unhealthy. But places where people are very active and doing things, they're in their 80s and 90s, you will see that most of those folks are not 250 pounds or more. Okay? So we need to be thinking about that, because most of those folks that are, that live that long, they either were heavy before or they weren't before that. And all the folks that died, were those folks that were over that 250 point. So that's important to think about. So Pamela Winger, she had some great stuff. I'm not sure, is she still here? She left. Great stuff. I was taking all kinds of notes. Basically, she said what's important is food is medicine. A lot of folks think that, I'm going to take this pill because I have this particular medical problem. I'm going to take this pill because I have this medical problem. I'm going to take this pill because I have this medical problem. Unfortunately, many of us get into taking pills even to encourage our health. We find so many pills and quote supplements that we don't even think about the fact that if we ate properly, we probably wouldn't have to take most of those supplements that we spend so much money on. There's more money spent on supplements than there are on medication. I'm just saying. I'm not big on medication. I am one that, if anybody here has ever been a patient of mine, they will know, I am not one big on medication. I am going to take you off as much as I possibly can, but I'm going to encourage the things that are very healthy for you. And I'm going to encourage you, of course, to take the medication that you have to take, because it's a crutch. And what would you do with a crutch if you broke your leg? Once the leg heals, what do you do with the crutch? Put it down. And so that's what I encourage my patients to do, that's what I encourage our community to do, is be ready to put those crutches down by doing the things that it's going to take to make you healthy, as opposed to doing things that you know are unhealthy, but yet you got to take a pill because you can't eat right. And that bothers me a lot when I hear people say, you know what, I would eat more healthy, but it costs more to eat healthy. No, it doesn't. That's a lie. It does not cost more to eat healthy. If you eat the right kinds of things, some of those things are very inexpensive. Fresh vegetables are not really that expensive if you look. Canned vegetables are actually more expensive than fresh vegetables. You ever try to buy a pound of green of some type and then get a can of them? Look at the price. Look at the price. So it really isn't more expensive to eat poorly. The Snickers bar, it's a snack. Probably costs, that size Snicker probably costs what, $1, $1.50, $2 over there? Yeah, at least $1, $1.50 or so. Okay, and you can think if you ate that, okay, as opposed to a banana, which is probably going to fill you up about as much. Absolutely. He just said you can get almost a whole bundle for $1. You know, so that one banana or two bananas is going to fill you up much more than that Snickers bar is, but you paid $1.50 for that. So I'm just telling you that it is less expensive to eat properly. Unfortunately, we've gotten to the point where we spend so much on things that really don't matter, and I don't know how many times I tell people, water should not cost us money. We should not be spending $1 for a bottle of water. Right. It doesn't make sense. With all the water on this planet, there's more water on this planet than there is land. But yet we spend so much money on those things that aren't important. And now they have all the different kinds of waters that cost more and more money. Can you imagine spending $5 for what you have in front of you now as bottled water? For that much water, $5. That's what people will spend right now for a bottle of water. You go to a hotel and you see a bottle of water, it's $5. It's water, folks. Okay? Now, what's important about water is that, first of all, it's important to drink a lot of it. Can you imagine drinking $5 worth of water, 5 bottles of water every day? Yeah, it gets very expensive to do that. Get a water purifier. And guess what that water costs you? Pennies. Pennies. If you have a water purifier, it's doing exactly what, at least you know what's happening with the water that you're drinking. With this water that you're getting all the time, you don't know whether it's poured off the tap at some other place. You assume that it's you know, what it says it is, but it's an assumption. They have found many plants that are just pouring tap water into the water bottles that you drink. Tap water, that's what you're drinking. But you're paying for it. So I encourage you, take care of your water, you know, like it is $1 a bottle. Just filter your water. Filter it. And you'll get all the impurities and things out of it. And I'm skipping around only because, again, I can't do what I had planned to do. But I do have a lot of notes from what we just talked about. I can kind of talk on some of those things. Pam also said that weight affects disease. I just told you about that BMI score. Find out what your BMI score is. If it's over 30, then it's going to affect your health in a negative way. And if you look at BMI score, and you can actually calculate your BMI score, just if you Google calculate BMI, you can do it right then and there. You can do it today, right now. So when you calculate it over 30, then you got a lot less chance of living into your 90s than a person that's under 30. I won't give you the statistics because I don't think you ought to be able to stomach it about to eat. I don't want to hurt you. I want you to be able to eat. 80% of your immune system is involved with your gut. So is your gut important? It's pretty important to your immunity. She said that herself. Pam said that in her talking is very true. 80% of your immunity is around your gut. So what you eat is so much more important. And you know, and I really apologize for giving y'all food while I talk about this. That's not right. No, I don't. I'm glad to hear this because it'll make you think about what you're eating more smarter. And I like that. I like you to have it right in front of you to see what it is that you're eating and what it is that you're used to eating. So, again, being healthy around the holiday is so important, not just for your physical, but also your mental health. I heard the question about sleep. Nobody other than me raised their hands when was asked whether they get a good amount of sleep. Nobody. And you know how much sleep I get? Probably less than everybody here. But my sleep is good sleep. When I go to sleep when I'm sleeping, and I wake up when I'm finished. Who does that? Most people don't. But that's what's healthy. You go to sleep when you're sleeping, and you wake up when you feel like you've had enough, and you get up and you do what you have to do. So when you're able to do that, then that's healthy sleep. Not everybody sleeps 8 hours a night. Some people need 10. Some people, I see a hand up there, one honest person. There's some other, some people need 10 hours of sleep to really feel well rested. But after 4.5 hours of sleep, I am so well rested, I'm ready to go. But that's me, that's my body. That's what my body has tuned itself to keep me healthy. I don't need to sleep 6 to 8 to 10 hours a night because that's not what my body dictates. I go to sleep when I'm sleeping, I wake up when I'm finished. And that's what you should do. I looked up the 10 healthiest countries. The 10 healthiest countries, guess what? U.S. ain't in there. 10 healthiest countries, and we think we all so good, don't we? 10 healthiest countries, and when I went through and found them, and you can look it up too, it's Google, it's right there, free, but Luxembourg is number 10. They have a horrible diet there. They don't eat well at all, but the important thing about them is they exercise on a regular basis. Folks in Luxembourg, they have community setups like the YMCA all over, and it's free to the community. You just go and get exercise when you want. That's a beautiful thing. That's what they have. In Israel's number 9. They eat a lot of vegetables, a lot of fish, and they eat a lot of fruit. Who would say here that you pretty much eat fruit every day? And I'm talking just one a day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people. About 50 folks in here or more. Way more than that. 70 people in here. They eat fruit every day. I eat fruit every day. If it's in the form of raisins, if it's in the form of cranberries, I mean, I'm talking any kind of fruit. Okay, so fruit are important. You need to be not just having one a day, and I just had the folks that raise their hand and just one a day. You should be eating fruit at least 2 times a day, some form of fruit. We're not doing that. Who eats nuts every day? Every day. 1, 2. 2 people. See, the people that are healthiest do the healthy things. Nuts are very, very important to your health. They have essential oils that you need in your body. You know, they are very important. Those omega oils, things like that you all hearing about, fish oils and stuff. Who eats fish every week? Is 1. Every week. I'm just talking about once a week. Very few. Fish is the healthiest type of meat we can eat. And we only eat it less than once a week. I mean, I just showed that in this group. Fish is probably one of the cheaper meats per pound, if you think about it.
What do Italians do that most of us don't do? They walk everywhere. They walk. They also have a diet that's high in olive oil, a diet that's high in different vegetables. They eat all kinds of vegetables. And they have a healthcare system that allows doctors to practice the way they should. Isn't that amazing? They allow doctors to practice the way they should, as opposed to what our country does, where we are restricted significantly, and we are getting less and less doctors put out every year. And now we have to decide on whether we're going to get our health care from a doctor or from a doc in the box. Okay? And so it's unfortunate that that's where we've gone, but that's exactly what's happening to us. I wanted to talk a little bit about our spiritual health and why it's important that we have good spiritual health, particularly around the holidays. A lot of the stress and anxieties and things that we have are really based around family issues. They really are. Most times it's family that gets you more upset and frustrated and all that. If you had your family sitting in church or some type of religious community that you kind of work with and abide by, you will be less likely to have a lot of those family issues. Because how can you have them if you're sitting and worshiping in church? It's difficult to do that. So you need to have your spiritual heart together. In other words, you should be studying some scriptures on a regular basis. You need to be praying on a regular basis. You need to be taking some time out to learn why you're here. Because that's really spiritual, to realize why you're here. I know why I'm here. I know what I was put on this earth for. I know what my purpose is. Do you? If you don't, you need to do a little more research. And that research is not going to come from Google. It's going to come from your Bible. It's going to come from your spiritual leader. That person that is in your life as your spiritual leader. And if you don't have a spiritual leader, please find one. Because your health is important. Your physical health is important. Your mental health is important. And most importantly, I think your spiritual health is very, very important. So with that, I don't want to take up much more of your time, but if you all have questions, I would love to answer questions. I do real well answering questions. Let me know if I have any time to do that.
Absolutely, we want to get these questions answered. All right.
Is breakfast cereal with a banana?
Good question. Good question. And you all heard her question. Is breakfast a cereal and banana? A breakfast is anything you take in the morning before you get off to work. I don't care what it is at this point. I just want you to eat something before you get out there. I know she's talking about you. I picked that up. But that's all right. That's all right. She is absolutely right in that breakfast is important. The best thing to do is really spread it out a little bit, have some other things other than just the same cereal and the same fruit every day, because you need those minerals that she talked about, Pam talked about those minerals, and you're not going to get all the minerals from one type of fruit. Okay, so have some strawberries as was mentioned before, and don't feel like it has to be strawberry flavored Fruit Loops.
Next question.
Yes. Dr. Two things, one quickly. I've seen sign advertised about getting some type of test done for baby boomers from, I don't know, it says 45 to 65, something related to having hepatitis C.
Yes.
What's with that? I don't know.
Good question. Good question. That's a campaign for hepatitis C to make sure, because those baby boomers were exposed to hepatitis C during sex and during blood, transfusions and also blood contamination over that time, and there were no tests that will be able to find out whether you had it. And now that we have a test, and not only a test, we have a cure that we didn't have before. And because we have those things now, there's a big push to find out whether people have hepatitis C. And that baby boomer population will have a lot of that free sex in the 60s, 70s, and even 80s.
Once again, can we get your attention? We want to listen to every question and get answers while you can without having to pay for it, because there's a doctor in the house. She has another question.
Well, something to add to that. If you are tested, it won't, and you come back positive, it won't kill people.
Yes, hepatitis C kills people. So you
that's
can
why.
decide not to have the test if you like.
Okay, the next question quickly is,
That's all right. She gets three. Anybody else with other questions? I want to see some other hands. Right.
chair yoga. Is it effective?
Say again.
Chair yoga.
Oh, chair yoga. Yes, every exercise is good, and yes, it's okay. It's not going to get you everything you need, but it's something. Something is better than nothing. If I asked everybody to raise their hands how much I did that, I'm going to exercise and get nobody giving it. So that would be great.
My question would be, is it okay to substitute like breakfast for coffee? And how many cups of coffee is appropriate, per day?
The question was about coffee. There are very little health benefits to coffee. If you put cream in it, that's about the only health you get. Is that, the unfortunate thing is most people do value their coffee as their breakfast. It's not breakfast. It's not adequate breakfast. It's not giving you any calories. It's not giving you any nutrition unless you use some mineral water to make it. You get some minerals in it. But all it is water, with some flavor that has no nutritional value at all.
All right, we have a question from the back here.
Yes, how harmful is alcohol to our bodies?
Good question, good question. The Italians drink about 4 ounces of wine per day with their meal, with their evening meal. So does that mean that those are the healthiest people in the world are in Italy, and they even allow their children, what we would consider underage children, to drink 4 ounces of alcohol in the form of red wine at supper time. They allow that. So is alcohol going to destroy the world? Only in the quantities that most of us drink. Okay? We drink too much. The studies have shown, and actually the alcohol people, the wine companies did this. They did studies to find out why these people in Italy are so healthy and why that 4 ounces of wine makes a difference. Well, it turns out that 4 ounces is healthy. Anything more than that is killing you. So too much of a good thing, as in most other things, is bad for you. So if you're taking in 4 ounces of wine a night, and I can tell you that there's nobody here doing that on a regular basis, but 4 ounces, if that's all you're doing, then stick with that. Okay, I don't encourage anybody to drink alcohol because it is addictive, and we are an addictive people, just so you know. So I don't encourage it, but if you're already drinking wine, cut it down to 4 ounces a night, and I'll tell you, you're being very healthy. It's a toxin for the body all over, particularly the liver, kidneys, and the heart.
Does anyone have any more questions for Dr. Alford? All right, can I get your attention, please? This is still the QA portion of this event. All right, we have a question from the little one.
You better not leave.
How is a carrot different for a cereal? Is it good?
Can you
I didn't understand the question.
Okay. She wants to know if carrots are good for your stomach.
Yes, carrots are very good for you. As a matter of fact, I encourage carrots and celery as opposed to what most people call snacks. Okay, carrots and celery are actually very healthy snacks. Doesn't add a whole lot of calories, but it can fill you up pretty nicely. And I don't mean adding all the different dips and stuff that we add to those things, although even if you do them, find the lower calorie dips. If it's going to force you to eat more of the vegetables that you need to eat, I mean broccoli, carrots, celery. You know, there are some children that I know will not eat any cooked vegetables, but you give them vegetables fresh like that, and they'll eat them up, just because it's considered a snack. So I encourage it. Very good question, young lady. Excellent question. Carrots are very good.
Another question from a little one.
Is candy good for your body?
The question was, is candy good for your body? Children, listen. No! Nothing healthy about candy whatsoever. It was shown earlier that fruit is much better for your body than candy. So the answer is absolutely no. Sorry.
Did you have a question? Well, we have a.
These are excellent questions out of The question is, can you have a little bit of candy? Yes. And if a crack cocaine addict asked me, can I have a little bit of crack as opposed to all the crack that I always have? What would I say?
No.
I would say, yeah, if you're gonna do it anyway, yeah, a little bit is better than a lot, but it's still crack. You see what I'm saying? Y'all get the message?
We got it, Dr. Alford. One more question?
Is a lot of good for your body, but is vegetables is good?
Okay.
Absolutely, young lady. You're absolutely right. Vegetables are good. Candy bad. Vegetables good. Candy bad. We come up with a song. My wife does a song. We have to put a song together. so children can understand, what they're doing to their bodies at an early age. And they're obviously curious, because I'm seeing hands go up for more children than adults.
That's good. That's the future, Dr. Alford.
Absolutely, and being a pediatrician, I'm a board certified pediatrician as well as an intern. I take care of adults too, but also with children. They will ask some very profound questions if you listen to them and listen to what they're trying to get. So I appreciate the question.
Okay, I think, do you have a question for Dr. Alford? What do you want to know?
Is vegetables good every day for your body?
Absolutely. Vegetables are good for your body every day. Every day. Fruit too, every day. And I'll take this to say, fruit juices are unfortunately something that we tend to push a lot. I would encourage you to eat your fruit. Don't drink your fruit. Eat your fruit, because it's going to fill you up more and you're not going to crave as much. If you're drinking fruit juice, it's concentrated, so it's going to have more calories to it per amount that you drink. So the fill up on fruit juices is just as bad sometimes as filling up on pop. So just so you know, yes, I needed to say that.
All right, I'm taking over. Any more questions?
Look at these little folks. That is our future. Love it.
Yes.
Is watermelon good for your body?
Is watermelon good for the body?
Watermelon is an excellent source of minerals. It is an excellent source of water. It's a terrible source for the amount of sugar it gives you. So small amounts of watermelon, yes, is very good for you.
All right.
Watch how much of it you take. It's a fruit.
Got a question back here. And too much water kill you, Dr. Alford?
Yes, too much water can kill you. There is a problem that some people would have in drinking too much water. And so that's why I don't push, drinking as much water as you can get in your body. I don't push that, because actually it can dilute the body and make your body sick. So you actually have a problem with too much water. Yes, right.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you eat carrots for breakfast?
The question is, can you eat carrots for breakfast? Absolutely. If my children asked for carrots for breakfast, I would be so excited. So yes, eating carrots for breakfast is good. Anything you eat for breakfast is good, better than nothing or just coffee. So
Yes, ma'am.
I encourage you to do, yes.
And you eat a lot of carrots, that make your toothpaste fall out.
Oh my God. Did you all hear that? Bring her up here so she can do this talk.
She coming too. She coming.
Come on up here. I want you to tell her that. I want you to say that loud. What did you just say?
I said, and you eat a lot of candy, your toothpaste fall out.
Wow. People around here, encourage her. Let's go around here and eat.
All right.
If there are other questions, I don't want to hold you too long, but I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this opportunity. I really want to thank all of those that work with Still on Rise. It's a great organization. Obviously, look at all the people that have come out today to have a meal. Those folks that have come out here to just enjoy some information on health. You guys are doing a great job. And more importantly, Andre and Melissa, okay, you're right. Hill, you guys, thank you for having me here too, and thanks for hosting this thing. You guys did an excellent job of this. Can you all give them a hand?